It was late at night, and the empty streets were shrouded in darkness. A light drizzle fell upon the cold pavement, adding to the damp and chilly atmosphere. In a narrow alley, a frail dog curled up under an old awning, shivering from hunger and exhaustion. Its fur was filthy, its ribs protruded from its body, and its sunken eyes told the story of many days without food. This dog once had a home, but for some reason, it had been abandoned, left to fend for itself on the streets, rummaging through garbage for scraps. Occasionally, a kind stranger would toss it a bit of food, but most people chased it away as a nuisance. As the dog lay trembling, a middle-aged man in tattered clothes approached. He wasn't much better off than the dog. His face was gaunt, his eyes weary, and he carried nothing but an old canvas bag slung over his shoulder. The man stopped in front of the awning, gazing at the dog with gentle eyes. Slowly, he knelt down and pulled a small piece of bread from his bag, placing it in front of the hungry animal. The dog hesitated, retreating slightly, but the smell of food was too tempting. After a moment of doubt, it crept forward and took a cautious bite, its eyes still filled with uncertainty. The man didn't rush or try to grab it. He simply sat there, as if to show the dog that he meant no harm. Sensing this, the dog gradually relaxed, finishing the piece of bread. Seeing the longing in the animal's eyes, the man chuckled softly, gently patting its head, and said, "I don't have much, but if you want, we can look out for each other." The dog didn't understand his words, but for the first time in a long while, a flicker of hope appeared in its tired eyes. From that day on, the homeless man and the dog became inseparable. He named it Max, a small beacon of light in his otherwise bleak life. Every day, they wandered the streets together, searching for food and shelter. Though life was tough, they had each other, and that was enough. One day, while the man was collecting recyclables near an old market, Max suddenly ran toward a nearby bakery and started barking loudly. The man rushed over to see what was happening and found an elderly woman struggling to pick up her fallen purse. The people around didn't seem to notice, but Max quickly ran forward, carefully picking up the purse with his mouth and placing it at the woman's feet. The bakery owner witnessed the scene and was deeply moved by Max's intelligence and loyalty. He stepped outside, patted Max's head, then turned to the man and said, "Your dog is truly special. I could use someone to help around the shop. If you're interested, I can offer both of you a job and a place to stay." The man couldn't believe his ears. After years of wandering, he and Max had finally found a home. From that day forward, they worked together at the bakery, living in a small room behind the shop. Max became the beloved guard dog of the store, while the man helped with odd jobs. Life was still simple, but it was no longer filled with hunger and uncertainty. No longer alone, they had found warmth, purpose, and a place to belong, and from that moment on, they were family forever.